tuned into the Seed Group podcast. We're here to inform your mind and expand your horizons for a better life. I'm Carla and I'm a vocalist.
Hi, my name is Rochelle and I play the saxophone.
I'm Norman and I'm a keyboardist and choir director.
Albert Anderson, guitarist, and if you need any of us, call 708-351-0333.
Marcus, I have a question about, when did you, at some point, what's your history, what's your story behind you getting into the behind the scenes? Because I hear young people, I want to be a producer, and they get that, but it's like, some people don't get into that tech, the little details, the nitty gritty stuff. So what made you, want to get into stuff like that?
I was like everybody else. I wanted to be in front of the screen. I wanted people to hear my story. But then as I grew, I started to see that for whatever reason, I didn't have the whatever it takes to be in front of the screen. So I always wanted to be valuable. My dad, who taught me to play basketball, he said, well, if you're not getting past the ball, be valuable somewhere else. Go get the rebound, dribble all the way down, and then you don't have to pass anybody the ball. So I think that's what started making me feel like, okay, maybe I should take the background. I used to try to rap and all that stuff, and I'm not good.
I want to hear it.
But I like listening to myself.
Okay, that's good.
So that was enough. So
Maybe
it's kind of like
somebody
my
else
book.
will,
Maybe, but it's kind of like my book. Like it's for me.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
But I know not to take it because there are someone that's musically trained can see the flaws of it. Okay. And when you.
What about those that aren't musically trained?
Exactly.
They can see the flaws. I think they can see the flaws too, especially if you're a fan of what you.
Okay.
Well,
you can be your worst critic as well.
Definitely.
So it's like you start at some point, and for those. Like I started playing piano at 4. I didn't know anything. But, as more information started coming my way, I went with it. But then something else came along that made that one seem a little outdated because it had more information, But it still brought me from nowhere to there. So, and with all the knowledge that you have so far, to you it may be just, it's not much of a book or anything like that. But that could be the whole difference. I mean, a satisfying difference from what I know right now up to the point where when I get there. And then once they get there, I would really seriously doubt if they say, well, his book was a waste of my time.
Exactly.
And I don't think my book would be a waste of people's time. I think the difference between me and you guys is that you guys fell in love with this and said, you know what, I'm going to make this a business. To get paid off doing something that and I said, you know what, I like this, but I don't want to go into the business of it.
Keep it as a hobby.
Being the talent, being the main talent. So, and I just kind of felt like I see flaws within myself. And so it was something that I didn't want to chase. And then what made me go to the background of it is because I like Jamon, I like him. I like his. I can kind of vicariously live through his love of it, and he'll come in. And I realize now, I can throw in the sugar cubes of business, talking about the business part of it. After I listen to him rap, he wants to perform, so I let him perform. And then hey, that's cool. I like that. And I tell them what I like about it. But then let's talk about the business part of it too, because this is what you put in reality.
That's the reality.
Wait, quick commercial. If nobody knows Jamon, it's in our last episode, so listen to that, and then we go from there. So continue. Because people are probably like, so who's Jamon? Scratch their head.
Young
rapper last week.
But I admire you guys because you took the extra step that I didn't. And I'm okay with not taking the extra step, but I'm okay with you guys taking this extra step, and then I get to be a producer on the podcast.
So you're taking a step with us, actually.
Exactly.
You might not even know that you are.
We're going together. We're on this journey together.
Yeah, but it's definitely hard to put yourself in the background because the ego kind of tells me be in front. be in front.
Yeah.
Right.
Be in
So,
front.
okay, that could be the Holy Spirit. That could be Jesus like saying, "Get out there, go in front."
Right, but you know,
You never know.
I feel like I'm good at this part.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've had enough experience, and I think what we were talking about in terms of music becoming mainstream, I think that's kind of why I got out of entertainment and why I'm sort of here now, because I left ESPN because it was about, and I love the job, I love the opportunity, but it was about selling commercials to me. And
Wait, tell our listeners about the ESPN. I want to actually know too as well.
A little more depth.
Yeah, so I was in a group named National Association of Black Journalists.
Okay.
And that's how I got
I've
a
heard
job with ESPN. I happened to just go there, and you know, National Association of Black Journalists. If you guys if anybody listening is interested in the media, you should probably get a membership there because they help Black people get jobs, because it's hard for us to get hired.
Say that again. National Association
Of Black Journalists,
Black Journalists.
NABJ,
Wow.
and they help people that wants to be in the media get jobs, because it's hard for people with our skin complexion to get noticed because maybe we don't talk the
We're not
proper
networking
way, or
enough.
we're not in the right groups to network.
Yeah.
So they kind of put you in those groups. So what happened was, we played in a basketball tournament at NABJ, and Kevin Frazier, who is now with Entertainment Tonight,
Yes.
we played against his team in the championship, and we ended up winning.
Okay.
And somehow he put his arm around me and said, "Hey, hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, man, I'm looking for a job. I'm not really doing anything." He said, "Hey, I'm going to get you into ESPN."
Nice.
And when you meet professional people that's on TV, I'm like,
Yeah,
I
right.
just said, "Oh, okay." I thought he was telling a story.
Yeah,
He's never
You say it like that, I'm like, well, sign me up.
So, all right.
Right.
And he hooked me up with the right people, and then months later, I get a package. Disney owns ESPN.
Yep.
And I get a package with the big mouse on it. I'm like,
Oh, Mickey's hired.
and I didn't know what position I was being hired for. I didn't know what position I was going to be hired for, but they sent the limo, they sent the plane flight,
Oh, nice.
Right on.
drove me, and I interviewed I had the worst interview I've ever done, and they gave me the job.
And they still good to the job.
Because I didn't know what I was interviewing for.
They
I
like
know what
you.
they
Yeah,
said,
see?
but he didn't really tell me what it was going to be about.
Okay.
So the lady who hired me, I don't think she was a good person to get, to hire people, because she just hired me, and I swear I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything she was
So that was
talking
a
about.
blessing.
That was
That was
a
a
blessing.
blessing. I take
Yes,
the
it was a
blessing.
blessing.
I take thank you, lady.
She
Whoever
wants
you
to
are.
where can you start? Okay, it's starting now. Okay. But that's pretty cool. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. Once I got there, it was what I didn't expect entertainment to be what it is. What you guys do in rehearsal, practicing, and like it's fun when you guys on stage.
Oh, yeah. It's the
You know what you guys
Yeah.
go through. Like, no one saw what we went through behind the scenes at ESPN. Like, part of it, I had the most uncelebrated job there, which is a master control operator. You're the person. You're the reason why you can see the screen, and you can hear the audio, and we're not directing anything. Like, we're just told, "Hey, go to commercial break now," and you push a button.
Okay.
And you're almost like a jet. It's almost like you're working on the Jetsons, because you're just pushing buttons.
Wow.
And
That's interesting.
and then the entertainment gets sucked out of it. And now it's like you're all about time. It's like 9 o'clock. Pianos, fitness, come on.
Yeah.
The cowbell competition, spades, soccer,
Wow.
and it's like you just pushing buttons, and it just took a lot of the
The
fun
joy,
out of
yeah.
the joy.
So how long did you do that for?
I did that for 2 years, and then I made my way out because it didn't feel right for me. It just wasn't for me.
I
Wasn't
got
you.
you.
Wasn't
I got you.
Although it could have been for me. I also met a woman at the time that I was dating from college, and I had this big idea that I was going to get married. So I was like, well, this is not necessarily fun for me.
But
And I love this woman, so I'm out.
yeah.
Thinking that my ESPN, since it was on my resume, that it will I would get bites everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not the case.
For real?
Once they replace you, there's a million people waiting for that one spot to open up.
That's
It's
true.
so cutthroat, and it's beautiful. Like, if I'd have gave it years I could have stayed in Connecticut or moved to LA.
Right.
But I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was more, it was a mainstream thing. It was about, part of my job was I had to watch 8 hours of commercials.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot.
And if it had a glitch,
Ain't no money in the world.
So is that when you go, quit.
I still call it dance.
Yeah, that's my thing.
So, and if you get one of those commercials wrong, that's $100,000 to $1 million a spot.
$1?
Oh no, that's
a lot of pressure and boring.
It's pressure and boring. If you doze, people would doze off.
No.
It's an easy job. Don't get me wrong. It's an easy job, but it's like when you get in television, it's just not what I thought I'll be doing.
That's monotonous, though.
It's very monotonous, and you got to watch. You don't even see they just have commercials. Like it's 8 hours of it. Like so you watch a block of 5 commercials, then in a block of 10 commercials, then a block of, and you see how really
That's what I was thinking.
8 hours.
8 hours.
for 8 hours. Well, 8 hours is 4 hours. So 4 hours is 8 hour day. 4 hours of your job is doing sporting events, like you're putting on a National Baseball League game, the football, the basketball game. Then the other 4 hours is dedicated to 8 hours of commercials. So and it's really 4 hours, but it's really 8 hours because you're watching commercial after commercial, and you're watching the same commercial about 50 times
To find the glitch or whatever.
And then I started going down a dark rabbit hole, like wag. It was does the dog wag the tail? Here, is the commercials the reason why? Maybe they're not. People are mad at people not standing for the national anthem. Like it becomes a bigger play, and then you start seeing. You start seeing reporters create stories, because it's a slow news day. So we're gonna go to Barry Bonds and mess with him about steroids.
Make Kim Kardashian trip.
It's becoming more tabloidish. It's not really about the sports anymore. And once that started happening, it became a reason for me to go elsewhere.
Exit stage left.
Exit stage left, and so now I like dealing with talent, to where I don't have to necessarily go do anything like sing or do. I can just kind of help. Like, hey, you need this production work. I can, you need this administrative work. I can do that type of stuff. Because I'm not the face of anything. I'm not the voice of anything that can sell Tropicana juice or anything like that. So
we worked on that.
We tried that.
We still working.
I had you mention that.
But you guys have voices.
No, she has the.
I recorded you guys.
Oh, that's right. You, yeah.
You also
He has the ear. Who knows?
So like now, when I was recording you guys, I'm listening for the moneymaker. Like the inflection, and it's not even it's just little things. I'm glad you guys came in here to do that stuff. And like I don't want any part of like making. I want to help you guys, but that's as far as I want to go with it. Once I send you to the devil, you guys got to do that.
Wow.
And there's some really good parts of media that I loved, but it just wasn't enough to hold me, and I kind of see the game of being mainstream more than anything, and I can see where the artists, if they want to stay true to their art, they won't make a lot of money. They'll be a lot more happier, but they won't. You need to make money too in this capitalist society. So, that's why I'm glad you guys have this podcast, because you can tell the stories from both sides. Like, hey, dealing with the mainstream, this is what you might have to do, versus creating your own sound and not being the same. And you made a great point about people sounding the same, but they almost have to do it because it's about selling that juice, that orange juice. It's about selling cars. It's about selling couches. And so accounting really kind of messed me up with media too. Once I learned how to do accounting and how what's assets, what's liabilities, and all that stuff, it made me start looking into financial statements, because ESPN's financial statement is right out there for everybody. So you can see what they're spending their money on. And you see a lot of big companies spend on advertisement. And that means they need your voices, your music, your melodies, your jingles. you know, and then
We have to work on that.
and I can't imagine coming from the person, say, if you created a guitar jingle for a company, you know, the creativity part of it, like, how do you feel like, because they needed to sell,
Right.
but this is your creativity, this is your baby in a way, like that thin line between making money, consumerism, and versus
artistic integrity.
Artistic integrity.
Makes sense.
And it's gonna come up, you know. So
Yeah.
I just really admire you guys because you guys
I'm
got a
waiting
lot
for
of
it to come up.
stories.
I'll figure it out.
Like the
Yeah.
Rolling Stones, it's like, okay.
Right.
You know, I do have a question about the commercials. What is the glitch or whatever the mistake that could be made
Ooh.
that you would lose $10,000 to $1 million? What is
That's
that
what I
mistake
was
that could be made?
Like,
That's what
sleep
you're
If you're dealing with a 15-second or 30-second commercial and you see any black, somebody's getting fired.
And I've seen that.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen that.
You
Yeah.
cannot have no black. It
Blank
cannot be
space.
no quick, like a big light, like you know, like you see something like you see any green.
Uh-huh.
You ever
I've
see them
seen
color
that
bars?
too. Yeah, I've
You ever
seen that
them? We have to
too.
do
Yeah.
continuity. That's called continuity.
Uh-huh.
We have the color bars before it says 5. 4 is
Yep.
like the red,
Right.
the
Yeah,
blue, the
yep.
green.
Oh, okay.
That's where they had been.
We have
First came
to
out.
set the screen for the commercials or for any show that you might watch on tape. We have
Uh-huh.
to set the color bars
Okay.
because if it's green or red or if you see
Mm.
LeBron James looking blue,
That
somebody
wouldn't
is
be
getting
good.
fired. You know,
Yeah.
It's not because of his contract.
Right.
people call the station. People call ESPN like, "Hey, we missed that commercial," or "Hey, you know, LeBron James."
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Especially when they're paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're paying
exactly.
for it. Exactly. You paying that money. You want to. People are looking out.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, they're calling for heads, and
Uh-huh.
it's a pressure. You know that
That's too.
it's not a lot of pressure because if you
Yeah.
just do your job, if
Uh-huh.
you see a glitch, you know,
Uh-huh.
but stuff can be
Stuff can
something
happen.
that's really small, like
Uh-huh.
a framework, and it's like
Uh-huh.
you missed it, and
Uh-huh.
you were watching it, and it's like you're fired now.
Still missed.
Yeah, I've seen that. What you were talking about, the red. And the green.
Mhm.
I've actually seen that, seen the countdown and stuff. So now I know what happened to the person.
Right. They're not
Okay,
getting
so it
more.
explains what I've been doing.
Somebody got fired
Somebody
today.
got fired. Okay.
And on radio also, I did the radio version of a television master control. I was
Oh,
a board operator.
Uh-huh.
If you hear space like
Silence.
commercials and you hear that silence,
Oh,
I saw, okay, now
Yeah.
that's the field I am. I heard that. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, ooh.
That's
I'm gonna do that. Everybody go, ooh. Everybody
you don't get fired right off back, but I've done that a couple of times, and it's the worst feeling in the world because you just want. Because you're not trying to go in there and mess up anybody's
Exactly.
True.
listening experience or
Yeah.
business. But you know, like
Yeah.
if you forget, like somehow you over here editing and then commercial went off, you gotta hit the button to get it because everything has to be
right back
Time
down
synchronized.
behind each other.
Synchronized and together and all that.
And if something's not synchronized the right way, I mean everything is thrown off. So you just gotta really look out for this stuff. It's a lot.
See,
But-
that's interesting.
So you're doing all behind the scenes. Oh, I
Yeah.
admire you, especially
Yeah.
doing 8 hours of commercial.
8 hours of commercial. I mean, there was.
I'm like, I have to wear my shades like Michelle.
Are you awake?
It's tough staying. And then if you sing in a month, you're gonna see the same commercial, maybe 100 times.
Nope.
Maybe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, I did
so,
not know that.
But you have to do
How
it.
much you admire
You have to do it. You have to do it. But,
That's
Change
admirable.
keys.
Yeah.
but you gotta choose your part of entertainment that you want to be in.
That's true.
And you don't have to die with that. You don't have to
Yeah,
down
No.
in that grave. But at the same time, it's tough to. When I was 19, I wanted to be on camera. I wanted to
Yeah.
be Stuart
Right.
Scott. I wanted to be.
Yeah, okay.
People
Yeah.
want to sing. They want to be
Right.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Right.
But they got to learn. It's
Mhm.
you got to take your turn.
There's other
Everybody-
things that come with that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that's ahead of you. It's a lot of people that's
Yeah.
not talented as you that will
Yeah.
get pushed. They might just
Yeah.
be what they call it social capital. People that's prettier
Yeah,
or
exactly.
more handsome than you gets that opportunity because they can sell a product.
They can sell a product.
And that's all it is.
Well, like what was Wilson Phillips? Who was the
was that?
one? Wilson Phillips, the musical group, and there was, I think it was Carney, and she was like the bigger one, and they would like hide her behind stuff and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of
But
stuff.
she had a beautiful voice.
And had a nice voice, and you're right. What is marketable, and again, that's what I like about independent artists,
Mhm.
because I'm experiencing, different types of music, and I'm like, that's really good, you know. And it's not, because with Blues Travelers, I think they did that too, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, people. But where the guy didn't let his face be shown for a while because he was not the face of what you consider.
Good case in point is Charlie Pride. I love country western music. And I was like everybody else when I heard Charlie Pride. I said, man, that boy sounds good.
Yeah.
And then everybody finally saw his face and they went, are you Charlie Pride? But it was beautiful because by that time they accepted it. They just said, well, we don't care. Boy,
exactly. Which made room for Darius Rucker.
Right.
That's right. And Darius is a good crossover artist.
And you know, I was amazed by that when he said that he was going into country. I'm like, no. Yeah. And then I heard him, I'm like, okay. He's actually superb. I actually think I like him better in the country genre.
I know.
God bless you. Or was that a scene? Oh, that's
a call. Okay. Okay,
It's
well, like a crossover between the couple.
Okay.
If you guys don't mind me asking, I just want to pick your brain. What's it like being on stage, doing what you do well? Like, do you notice it? Like, does the crowd bother you guys? Is it more is it just more rehearsed?
You feed off of that.
You feed off of that.
Do you? Okay, I have a different story. I'd rather play in a crowd that doesn't know me so they won't remember me.
Okay.
You know, because actually I'm like, my grandma be like, oh, your dad wants to come. I say, my family wants to come. I say, no.
You play better then.
I know, but I've played worse than that.
I played at the first time one of my uncles, him and my aunt, my uncle, my grandmother took me there. It was a place in Florence, Alabama. It was a Coliseum. And everybody said, don't get afraid, Albert, because it's going to be thousands of people out there. And I laughed. I said, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, because the guy really didn't know my background. But when I did this, I was like in my, freshman, junior year of college. And when I did it, when we came out, they said, okay, we're going to introduce it. And the guy played so much, he just played his butt off. And then he finally said, play something, Albert. And I went, wham! And when I finished, they said, good God, we have never heard you play like that. I said, my mother was in the audience, uncle was in the audience, and I'm playing it in because I saw him when he stood on top of that table and said, that's my nephew. Yeah. And I said, here you go. And when I started playing, they went, oh my God. That's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. It
best
is.
feeling.
Yeah.
And I had one other one like that where I did something downtown, the old Bismarck Hotel, same type of thing. And normally I don't do certain things. And the guy said, play that B.B. King number you do. And I said, yeah, but I can't do it. They said, just do it. And do what you did at the other gig. And I went, are you sure? He's going to have a fit. Different band. And the guy said, do it, Albert, do it. And I did it. And when I did it, there's a little part that says, I don't do something. I just play these blues. And when I did it, I fell to my knees when I did it. And I on my knees, and the crowd. When I went down, I started playing the lead. The crowd went up, and all I could say was I couldn't see nothing else after that.
Wow!
And if you're talking about a feeling, I can feel it now. Talking about that, I can feel it. I don't feel it like you feel it, but I feel it as you was telling me. Like, wow,
See,
it's a feeling. That's why once you get to that point, you'll love it.
Yeah,
that's my adrenaline. That's the reason I never did drugs. I just have to.
Yeah.
Because when I play, that's my drug. Everything's right there.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
That's how you can get.
It really is. It's amazing, and especially.
So don't do drugs.
Do music.
Do music. Right.
Because it's kind of like especially if somebody tells you like afterwards, and they're like, especially when you're doing gospel music. That's probably why I like doing gospel music.
It's way more
so much.
Because the
feeling is there, and you're not trying to get the crowd going because it's already in the music.
Right.
It's already in the words that are coming out. But when they go, that really touched me, or that really blessed me, or whatever.
More, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. Now doing like love songs and that kind of stuff, because I remember, and like I said, I don't do Whitney, I do me.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. No, you're not supposed to do
because you can't do Whitney. And I wound up doing I Believe in You and Me, and I was doing it for a wedding, and I auditioned for it. Yeah, yes, and the guy, and so the guy was like, can you make that a lot happier? Because we don't want people crying. And I'm like, okay, because I didn't think I was,
right.
But it was the emotion in the song,
right.
And I made it a little bit peppier. You can do that to the song, but like for love songs and for those kind of things, that's when I really play to the crowd, and I really, do that kind of stuff. And like my brother and I sing together, on occasion stuff. And I remember we did a private party, and it was a Christmas party, and we were singing a duet, which is "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Oh yeah,
and we were like, we can't sing to each other because we're brother and sister.
Yeah, sure, yeah, it's gotta be awkward.
Awkward. So
y'all backs to each other, like it's cold, their backs is to each other, like.
Well, you think about when that line, "Ooh, your lips look delicious." I'm like, because we're doing the lyrics, and we're like, yeah. So what we did,
that sound looks delicious.
You ain't gonna be so crazy.
We're kissing cousins, and so what we did was we sang to the crowd. So we went out in the crowd.
Oh yeah, there you
and
go.
we sang,
that
we
makes it less
sang to
awkward.
them. And that made it less awkward. But it was great though. But I mean, just the feel that you get, it like you said, it's an adrenaline rush. It really is. It's fantastic.
For those two.
Well, Norman, what do you think?
That's what I was gonna say, Norman.
Oh, I didn't.
You don't get a rush every Sunday.
You guys have to rush out. Rush out, right? Rush out. There we go. That's me.
I usually, when I'm playing, I concentrate on what I'm doing. Because I don't consider myself to be that great of a musician.
You are so wrong.
Oh yeah,
But,
that's a personal problem.
what I do is that I feel is different than just about everybody else is that I put the emotion in the song.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rather than just play the song, show
There you go.
how fast I can play or these fancy little chords, stuff like that. I try to get the people to concentrate on the song itself
Right.
and bring them into it and be a part of it.
Yeah.
You're striking so many chords with me because people are kind of like, Rochelle, this is church we're talking about. So for me, I came with a different mindset for church. When I'm in church, I'm not a jump up and really kind of entertain, because there was this line I told my best friend I didn't want to cross, especially with gospel, and you just hit it, because I said, at that point, it's not about me, and I'm not, and it's okay. Don't get me wrong, you bring your best forward, but there's this line that you can accidentally cross where it can be in vain. And I said, I know it was at somebody's funeral, and I said, I'm not gonna go out and play in front of the casket and just, I'm not gonna do that.
Play that funky.
And I said, this is a different story. Somebody said, well, come out of that show. I said, this is a funeral. And this is not that area where it's not about me at this point. Now I said, catch me in the club on Saturday. Yeah, we're going to be jumping on tables and we're doing everything. Can't tell you how you're going to come out, So, but exactly, I kind of feel what you were saying, Norman. Like, this ain't that time to, it's nice when you have a feature. Let's just say I do have a solo. Okay, but it's at the same time, it's still church for me. It's still a form of worship, and it's not like, I just don't want to cross that line. I actually see.
You want the song to be in their minds.
Exactly.
Right. Gone.
Right. I don't know.
They still have. They may not even be thinking about the song itself, but there's that feeling that they can't put their finger on. That little thing that you just touch by letting you out.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what I should try to do, because like I said, everybody else, there are a lot of people who play way better than I can.
I still disagree.
But
me too.
When you lay it out like that, you touch something that stays with them longer than they say, "Oh yeah, you see how his fingers ran all across."
Right.
But that's where I learned that singing in church, because when I was in like high school or whatever and singing and doing a gospel number or whatever, and you're going like, ooh, you start listening for amen. Ooh, sing that song, child, and then you kind of start feeding into that, and you look and go, oh, that person stood up. Okay, oh, that person, and after the end of all of that, you just feel a little empty. Because, like I said, people who sing gospel, people who do gospel music and and you sing other genres as well, the difference. And so that's why. So I learned that you don't play to that, because it's an empty thing at the end of that. When you do that with gospel, it's an empty thing with that.
Right.
So, but like I said, you're a really good interviewer.
Yeah, you are. We just a good so many topics.
You didn't make me cry.
You did hit on a lot of topics, actually topics we might even bring back, in a later podcast, because I think we just had to touch on the surface of things a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's really good because I just start on a tangent. You hit a lot of chords, Norman. I was
Yeah,
like,
very much. I like how you brought that out.
Definitely
Yeah.
did.
But
Definitely did.
also, before we end, you did give us a lot of things that you have learned. But like I said, at this end of the C group, we always have to ask, was there something that you have learned within your journey that you would definitely give to somebody that would be behind you, or somebody that's looking to do what you do, and whatnot? So,
first I would like to say, I don't want to sound like I was poo-pooing on media. It wasn't for me.
No,
per se.
no.
It
wasn't for you. Okay.
at the moment, but now I'm back into it, whether I like it or not, because this is media.
Right.
This is media.
Exactly.
But you enjoy doing it this way.
I enjoy
That's the difference.
And this is the difference. Like now, I can step to it with a different pair of eyes and, and a different heart. What I would tell anybody that wants to get into entertainment is,
Get closer. We want to hear this.
I would think that I would rather you have a love for it. I mean, get into it for money or whatever you want to do it, but I think you should have a healthy love for it, yet a healthy business acumen for it also, because it's a game. It's definitely a game. People want to use you, so get used to being used. And have some patience. Have some patience with this, because this is, you growing a baby, in terms of if if it's in production, or if you're talent, you're growing a baby. You're not gonna, once you do it, you're not gonna be the same person.
That's true.
You're gonna grow from it. I guess the saying is, water is in a river is never the same water, because once it flows upstream, it's always different water. You never see the same water. So
that's true.
Once you do it, and especially if you love it, I feel like and give it patience, you're gonna come out a new person. And I think, if anything, the most important thing is the growth of you as a person. And I think if you love this type of thing, entertainment, you will grow. You will learn a lot of things. You will meet a lot of people that you haven't met. So just give it a try. And if you don't like it, don't feel free. You can do this for free at home. No one has to listen.
Exactly.
But
Stay true to yourself.
You stay true to yourself. Yeah.
Exactly.
True to thine self. So if I have any message, come on out here. We definitely need a lot of black people in the media. Entertainment is full of black people. We can always use some more with different creativity ideas. There's a lot of different ideas out there, and I'm just ready to help try to produce some of the stuff. So. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can always get in touch with us through the library. Either call us at 708-351-0333. And then that way, if you have a question, just want to know something, like he said, call and ask someone.
Exactly.
And it could even be on different subjects,
Right.
variety of subjects.
Right.
We're out here to help anybody, that needs the help.
Exactly.
Give you direction in these directions. Because
Somebody knows somebody.
the old saying is, it takes a
Exactly.
village to raise a child, but
Yes.
then it has to be a village first.
Right.
That's
So
true.
we have to, as black people, we have to become that village. We have to start being unified. We have to start trusting one another and working with one another. And we'll find out that, because other people may deny us an opportunity, we can create our own.
Thank you.
That's true.
Because we are very extremely talented, aren't we, Rochelle?
Like, are we already? You're going around the circle.
And I've come to the club to watch you, play on top of tables.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely.
Okay, no, that's a
I've
different
seen
Rochelle. That's like a different.
Yeah, that's the different Rochelle.
But anyway, we want to thank you, Marcus, for coming in. Well, you were always.
You're always with the
Thank you very
stars there.
much.
It's like, I will always be here.
So thank you for willing to be, on air with us.
And thank you guys for be willing to share with everybody.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are doing, sharing.
Okay, well, that wraps up another one. And I would like to say to everybody, have a great time enjoying your life. And remember, plant a seed and watch it grow.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.